Let's just hope it doesn't crash. Okay, I'm guessing it's recording. Okay, so anyways, I have been talking with Jessica for a while now, and it seems to be that everyone has, and even looking in other leader groups, like Bethany did this poll, and it was like, if we could talk about, one of three things being recruiting, how to rank advance to POSH, or going over the comp plan, what do you want to hear the most about? Even in that group message, everyone said recruiting. And I think that we all are just intimidated by that word. And I know Jenna Hayes has done trainings and stuff, and she likes to call it blessings. And I know when Jessica was talking about this training, she was calling it blessings. And I really think that if you will get it in your mindset that you're not recruiting girls, or you're not pushing girls, or trying to get them on your team, if you look at it as literally you're trying to bless them and bless their lives, because you can look at it and see what has Plunder done for you? How has Plunder blessed you? And so if you think about how you could do that for someone else, and if you approach people with that same mentality, then you'll never feel like you're recruiting or being pushy to anyone. And so I hate it, because a lot of the times that is what we call it, is recruiting, because that is what it is. But if you will just turn your mindset to think, how can I help this woman be able to help pay for her kids' dance lessons, or, pay for gas every single month. If you look at it from that aspect, you will never have to feel like that you are being pushy, or really feel like that you are recruiting, or whatever you want to call it. And so that is always the way that I think. Even if I am cold messaging someone, you can have somebody who takes the prettiest pictures, and you think that they probably have this most perfect life, and in all reality they really don't. And you don't know how many women out there actually need this business. And so I think starting out, the biggest thing, and this is something that we all should be doing, is just in everything you do with your Plunder business, be positive. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. There's like an echo really bad somewhere. Let me see if that. Okay. Is be positive. Everything that you do on social media, be positive. We all have bad days. A lot of the times we probably have more bad days than we have good days, but no one needs to know about it. No one needs to blast it on Facebook. Make a joke out of it, honestly, because everybody can relate to that. So my biggest thing is I am always positive, even if I am having the worst day. Like I said, a lot of the times I will end up making fun of myself, making a joke out of it. I spilt an entire Sonic drink on the way to an appointment that I was going to be late to, on and on and on. And yes, I was extremely mad, but I thought, how many of us have been in that exact same situation? And so I took something that it was so bad, I thought, and made it funny. And so if you are on top of being positive, as long as you're being relatable, people, they relate to you. And I was actually talking to Mimi today, because I'm really trying to push Instagram. I'm trying to figure it out, because I just don't get it. I don't understand what the point of Instagram is. And so she messaged me back, and she said, you need to find, well, I'll actually read to y'all because I don't want to butcher it. Obviously, I still don't understand it. No, I do. But she worded it really good. She said, in my opinion, as a Plunder stylist, the purpose of using Instagram is to build your personal brand to connect with people, which will result in growing your business. What you post depends on how you want people to view your brand. So I think, as a stylist, we need to figure out, Are we the working mom, and that's where we want women to relate to us, is as the working mom? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you a soccer mom? Are you a everything, working, home, soccer? I mean, are you all that wrapped into one? Are you a hot mess? Whatever it is, find it, because I think that's where everyone should start out, no matter what, is finding who are you in this business? What do you want to be known as? And so I've really been kind of digging deep in thinking in Instagram, okay, what do I want people to relate to? And for me, I want to be related to as a busy mom, a working mom, a hot mess mom, all of that kind of wrapped into one. And so I know you're probably thinking, okay, what does this have to do with recruiting? But I think the way that you present yourself and put yourself out there is the biggest thing. If you sit behind you sit behind that little Facebook profile square and don't get yourself out there, whether you're asking for parties, asking your hostess to become a stylist, whatever it is, if you are too scared to ask, then it's not going to happen. Because I'm telling you, just like I tell y'all in parties, it takes 10 no's to get a yes. I think sometimes in asking people to become a stylist, it may take 20. But as long as you keep asking, it is going to get easier. I promise, because it'll just become your way of thinking. If you know, and this is how if I have someone that I ask to host a party, in my head, I'm wanting them to be a stylist. They may not know it, but when I don't ask anyone that I don't want to do this business with me. Yes, it's great for PRV sometimes, but if you have someone who's going to work their party, they can work this business. It goes hand in hand. So be sure that you're not just, asking to ask. I know, I think everyone on here, Melissa's still pretty new, but starting out, yeah, we've got to ask our friends and family. If we feel like we're kind of down in the dumps and we feel like we've asked everyone, then yeah, start over and ask your friends and family, but you have to build from those. You ask your cousin in Dallas to host a party for you. She's going to invite her high school friends, her college friends, the people now that she's met with her new job. She's going to ask all these networks of people to come to this party. You need to be working that list. I'm telling you, I am not organized. Y'all all know this, but when it comes to my plunder parties, I am. And that's why I think the Facebook groups, and even doing it in events, because you can find past events, you need to be one. If you are not good at writing things down, you need to at least have that hostess's name written down somewhere. I use it in a calendar. We talked about it last week. And I put the day that Tara hosted that party for me. And if I am needing to book Facebook parties, if I'm just really kind of even in a recruiting push, I go back to that Facebook group party. And because how I do my groups, every time someone buys from you from that party, from Tara's party, then you need to be sure that you're saying, hey, so-and-so, and tagging them. Thank you for your order, blah, blah, blah. It's great during the party because it helps push sales, but it's great after the fact because I can go back and look, oh, Tara hosted a party in April. I want to go see who ordered from that. So I go look, and here I have Tamron, and I have Teray, and I have Melissa, and I already have all these thank yous that I sent out. I should have already followed up with them, but if I didn't, I can still go back and message and say, hey, thank you so much. I hope you're still loving your plunder. Thanks for being a part of Tara's party. Would you ever want to host a party just like hers? All, blah, blah, blah. Don't make it super long. Anyways, because they've already purchased the product, you're in a new market. They've obviously, hopefully you've messaged them to follow up. They're telling you they love the jewelry. So there you go. You have a prime prospect for parties and a prime prospect as a new plunder stylist because they already have the plunder in their hands from the party. And so that's my way of working through those contacts, is making sure, especially the people who purchase from me, that I'm following up with them and asking them to host a party. I'm not telling y'all that everyone's going to respond. It goes back to the 10 and 1. You may have had 10 people purchase from Tara's party and only one of them is going to say yes. But guess what? That girl was Tara's roommate that she went to college with in Kentucky, and now you're in a Kentucky market and you're starting over. Now that one person's going to become more and more. So are y'all following? Am I kind of all over the place? Is it? Okay. But y'all know that's how my brain works. But anyways, the thing is, and I've told y'all this when we've talked about parties, is when you get them to say yes that they want to host a party, you're going to set that party up. It doesn't matter how you do, if you're doing week-long parties, 30-minute parties, whatever is working for you. If you're doing a 30-minute party, the day of the party, you want to make sure that you have some kind of RSVP message so that they can say whether they're going or not. As soon as that hostess has 5+ people going, you want to message that hostess and say, hey, your friends are loving this. They are so excited. They already said they're going tonight. I know they would rather purchase from you. Did you know that as a stylist, it's only $99 and you already get to pick out $100 that you want. And you can maybe show the picture of the pieces that they get. More than likely, she's going to tell you no. Because that's just, she hasn't thought about it. You kind of just threw it out there at her, but that's okay. And just, you can, when she says no, or no, let's just do the party and see how it goes, then you'll just say, great. We'll continue it, blah, blah, blah. So let's say she has $150, $200 plus party, like minimum. You're getting ready to do hostess rewards, whatever it may be. You're going to send her one more message and say, hey, I'm not going to bug you with this anymore, but I wanted you to know you already have X amount of dollars in sales. This could have been money in your pocket. Are you sure you don't want to be a stylist? She may tell you no. More than likely, she probably is going to say no. That's okay, because she's going to watch you. And it goes back to the being positive. And this kind of goes into left field, but guys, when you get Happy Mail, I don't care what it is. If it is a postcard, if it is a shout out from corporate on the Peeps page because you hit the live at 5 and you got something free. No matter what it is, you've got to be putting it out there. Even if it's a shout out on Southern Grace because you've hit the 500 and you're getting the mannequin, the neck forms for free. Whatever it is, I promise you, you are not bragging on yourself. People want to see you be successful. A lot of the times in this industry, in the back of their heads, they don't think it's going to work. They don't think that you're going to do well at it. So the fact that you're having success, it's going to blow their minds. And you want them, well, this is how I am, but I want them to look at me and be like, if that girl who spilt the Sonic drink never has her stuff together, has a car that's a mess, whatever it may be, if that girl can do this, I can do this. If that girl can get a shout out and win a Louis Vuitton hat from the CEO of her company just for getting on a live call, I can do that. So your hostess, no, back to where we were. But your hostess is going to continue to watch. She's going to watch you. She's going to be on your VIP group, whatever it may be. And then come February, the crazy sign on to be a stylist incentive comes out. And she's like, you know what? This is my time. So you've planted all the seeds. And if you hadn't have asked her the first time or the second time, all she's ever going to be is a hostess to you. And that's it. PRV, that's great. PRV is amazing. You make, individually, you make the most money off of your own PRV, like percentage-wise. But if you're going to build a business and make really good money, you've got to have a team. There is no possible way that you can make tens or like $5,000s of $10,000s of dollars off of PRV. I don't even want to do the math to tell you how much that would be. Because that, I mean, it would be like $20,000 or something dollars that you personally have to sell a month. When, yeah, Jenna Hayes. But still, she sells like $10,000 a month, and she makes $3,600. Where compared to her team, what she could do, I mean, yeah. Anyways, we won't go into that. It's still amazing. So you want to build. You want to bless these other women. So like I told you, I was really sad because I had this PowerPoint that I did, and it kind of touched on some pointers. And this was something that I said at powwow back in whenever, before the last catalog, not April, but whatever the last one was in September. And I asked everyone by show of hands, who knows what Dillard's is? Has everybody on here heard of Dillard's? Yes. Some of y'all are kind of local, so you probably heard of this other one, but we were sitting in a crowd of like 50 women, and I asked them, have y'all heard of a store called Dazzling Divas? The whole back room of 10 people said yes, because they're from the Brownwood area. When I asked if they've seen Dillard's, they all raised their hand. So you have to think about it this way, guys. You want to be Dillard's. Every plunder stylist, you and your team are walking billboards for plunder. Dazzling Divas now, they have two storefronts. At the time, they only had one. Do y'all know how many people they're not reaching out to because there's only one of them? Not very many. Whereas Dillard's is in every somewhat big city all over the U.S. And so Dillard's is making money off of Dillard's after Dillard's after Dillard's after Dillard's because they're all spread out. That is your plunder business. You are Dillard's. You are the CEO of Dillard's, and you're trying to branch out. So you have to, the only way for Dillard's to continue to make money is for the other Dillard's to sell. Whereas Dazzling Divas has one girl. And that's it. She can never make what Dillard's is making with one person. There's no way. So you have to build, you have to ask. And that's where I was talking with Jessica a little bit. I've been talking with her a couple of weeks about something that I did, and it's going to make you come out of your little Facebook square, and you have to be okay with being told no. You have to be okay with, what's it called? Sarah Garlington calls it, like when people read it, what does she call? Read receipt, I think. She's like, they left me on read receipt. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. But it's like where their face pops up and they've read it and they don't answer you back. You have to get over it. Like, I wish you could look through my messenger and it is read receipt after read receipt after read receipt. But I don't let it stop me. And I lived it today, and I'll share with y'all in a second. But you have to find, like we talked about in the Instagram, find who you want to be in this business. What do you want to be known for? And then get in those groups, get in those Instagrams, the hashtags, look in those, and figure out who you want to be. So I know probably everyone in here probably gets, or I know we're all on Facebook, but you get those random ads of people for the, I don't know how to say, are they Lang wands? I don't know, Lange. Anyways, my Facebook is covered with all these really cute girls with great hair and great makeup. And so I just took a chance. I messaged this girl. I messaged quite a few, let me say that. And I messaged this one girl, and I just told her that, because I had been following this particular one for a little bit. Okay, when I say follow, that means liked. I don't even know what she does, but she takes really good pictures. And I just sent her a message and I was like, hey, I love seeing all your pictures. You take great pictures. I would love to send you, I actually for her said 1 to 3. I have no idea why, but anyways, I would love to send you a few pieces of jewelry. Will you look at my website, see what you like? I would love for you to take some pictures with it. I can send y'all the exact wording. I don't remember exactly what I said. Anyways, it took her a little bit and she finally wrote me back and she was like, oh my gosh, how did you know I was obsessed with earrings? And blah, 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 blah. So I sent her, I said, let her pick out 3 pair and I sent them to her. And so anyways, I didn't hear from her for a little bit and like my life kind of got crazy. And so it had probably been like 4 days since it arrived to her. And so I messaged her. She was like, oh my gosh, she's like, I'm so excited. I am going live. I am going to showcase these and blah, blah, blah. She said, I have not stopped and it was these. She said, I've worn these every single day since they came in. Anyways, long story short, she did a live video. She really, really promoted Plunder. She didn't even know anything. And we've been talking like every day since then. And I didn't get sales off of it right away, but it took a few days and I had to go in and I went in and like talked with people, you know, because that were like, oh, those are awesome. I'm like, yeah, check out the site. Brooke has an open party, blah, 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 blah. It took a little bit. Then about 4 days later, I had a lady message me and she was like, I am loving this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so I just told her, I said, what's your zip? This is a recruiting tool, guys. I said, what's your zip code? She told me. So I went to our new stylist search, typed it in because she lives in, I don't know, Indiana maybe or Connecticut. I typed in her zip code in the stylist search thing on the website now. And nothing came up. And I said, well, I just want to let you know, we're a new company. I said, we do not have anyone in your zip code and blah, blah, blah. Y'all, this chick's signing up. She would have already signed up, but she's already read up. She's in a VIP pass right now. But her son graduates next week. And she said, I already know, I've already seen the Power Start video. And I don't want to start my Power Start because I know I can't work my business this first week because of his graduation. So anyways, if I had not taken a chance and messaged that girl who probably gets a gazillion messages, like I was trying to read off to Jessica. I sent 15 postcards out today, guys. I don't think any of them were from the same state and one was in Texas. Like, yeah. And I don't know who these people are. Obviously, I don't even really know how to find them. I mean, I guess I could really do some Facebook stalking. So I sent a handwritten note, and I'm sending it to them. So no telling where that could go. I could do the whole zip code thing and type their zip codes because I have it from their orders. But that is something that I know is probably not comfortable for a lot of people. You probably feel like you are stalking. I will tell y'all, I sent that to about 6 or 8 girls within that same week. One of them told me, well, I already have someone I work with. One says, I'm not taking any, what does she call it, cross something right now. And then the rest just didn't answer me. And so same thing with Instagram today. Oh, okay, so the girl that's been promoting these earrings, as soon as I told her they were low stock, she went on her Instagram and tagged me, and she did it where you could swipe up and it went straight to my website to her party. And anyway, so I had a few people start following me on Instagram, and I noticed that one of them was a unique girl, and she takes really pretty pictures because she takes them for her makeup. And so that's something to maybe kind of target is makeup people. So get into some makeup groups or whatever. But anyways, I just had a girl message me back, and she was like, oh, I will totally I'll totally do it. So same thing, she wanted these earrings and the black meadow earrings, and she goes, that's really crazy that you sent me this because I actually just saw these earrings on some girl. And I was like, oh, was it Brooke? And she goes, I don't know, but this girl had you tagged in it, and that's why I started following you. And so I will tell you on the Brooke girl and then this girl that's in Unique, I'm probably not going to throw the business at them immediately. I want them to become a customer, and I want them to fall in love with it first, because I'm not spammy. I know none of y'all want to be spammy either. And so just know, I mean, I think it comes down to just know who you are, know what you want. And you can just read people, I think. And because I told Mitchell that night, I was like, oh my gosh, when that girl was doing that live, I said, she would be an amazing stylist. I said, it's taking everything I have not to ask her to join me. I probably will, but it's all about timing, I think, for sure. So same way with your hostesses, ask them, put it out there, because they are hosting a party for you. They've already said yes to something Plunder related. And so, yeah, so, I mean, ask your hostesses for sure.
So when you sent the earrings, did you send a catalog or anything with it, or you just sent the earrings?
For that girl, yes. I actually just went ahead and I just sent the 3-pack, or is it a 2-pack now? I don't know. Mm-hmm. What I did for her, I did send a catalog. For this unique girl, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've got to just kind of fill it out. And that's kind of my thinking, and maybe y'all have some feedback. I thought with those girls that bought, I was like, okay, should I send like a letter and like a deal about joining or whatever? I thought, and I was like, that's kind of a lot of money to send 15 like $4 packages. If one person, like probably 4 or 5 of them only bought these. So I don't know, but when somebody places an order on your website, you can go back and you can go find it anytime. So I don't know. But
that idea, by the way, just gonna be stalking people on Facebook.
Yeah, tonight. I know. Well, and I'm saying, I still, even though the one girl said yes, like I sent probably 10 of them out today. Like I looked through who's been liking my Instagram posts, and then I literally look for someone who they are taking really pretty pictures. I'm not just like a lady, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm being for real. Like when I tell them they're taking pretty pictures. And I think as long as you're just being legit, and you're not spammy, and that it'll happen. So
I know what products you're talking about. They're the Launch products.
Oh, Launch. There you go.
Launch, yeah.
Yeah.
I started using them. They're actually really good. And I see a lot of videos, and I've probably seen that girl too.
Every time, once you click on one, you're going to get a bunch of them all over your feed.
Yeah.
And so I think just finding people to partner with. That's what I'm picking this unique girl, and I tagged on the post I did earlier because I really am liking that 4D mascara. And so in my Instagram post that I did earlier, I was like, well, I didn't wear makeup today, and I tagged I put unique as a hashtag to maybe get some unique people liking my posts. And then we can, help each other out. I don't buy from just one unique person because I have a ton that are customers. And so I just try to bounce around. And so I don't ever say, like, I won't ever go like on my VIP group and be like, thank you, Melina, for the unique, blah, 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 because I have 6 or 7 customers that sell it. I just give a shout out to unique as a whole. And so I think, that could be really helpful, especially on Instagram. And, like I said, I don't really understand it, but I'm trying, and I'm probably going to.
So would the term be like a style ambassador for?
Kind of like the Dazzling Divas store that I was saying, like they actually did this deal and they hired on 10 girls to be their brand ambassadors and like take pictures for them and all that. And I was like, that really is a great idea. But then, you kind of have product floating. I don't know, but they're getting a free pair of earrings out of the deal just to take some cute pictures.
I was trying to figure out who said that.
Me, Tamer.
Well, it shows me that you're muted, so I'm like, who said that?
I know Sammy works with, she's a plunder stylist. I know she works with a Unique Girl, and she has a never-ending plunder party.
Right.
So I watched them two, and she, when we launched the new spring catalog, she like immediately had the new 10 earrings and stuff like that. So it's like, I gotta figure out how they do that.
Yeah. It's literally just reaching out. Like, I think in my head too, because I'm really funny about, like, I think if anyone is on TV, I think they're famous. Like, I really do. And like, I have to sit back and be like, these people are real people just like us. Like, if somebody came to me and was like, hey, I love your pictures you take with your jewelry. Would you use this shirt or whatever? Like, I would say yes in a heartbeat. And so it's the same difference. And especially, I mean, we don't know who these ladies are. Like, they may need us as much as we need them, like vice versa. And so it's going back to the whole thing, like blessing people.
Yeah, it's not more. It's not competing. It's building empires to get together.
Right. And that's, I mean, what we're all about. And yeah, sorry, I'm like reading and talking.
So does anybody know how to do the swipe up to shop on Instagram? Okay. I've Googled a couple of trainings today on Instagram because I keep seeing where you can put items in your shop on your Facebook page, and then you can tag those on your Instagram. But
don't look at my laundry.
You can do that, but when I was looking at the Facebook store, it charges you because they won't shop from your website. They're going to shop from Facebook.
Okay.
From the storefront on your Facebook, and it charges you so much because I was looking at it for the clothing business, and I think you have to have so many followers to do the like swipe up thing. I don't know exactly how many it is.
On Instagram. Okay.
Now you look like you have sunburn.
I know. I'm like, why is that face so red? I should have put makeup on. So, like, what is y'all's biggest, like, what scares you the most about recruiting? Like, being told no?
It's more so balancing. It's having the time to focus on sales one day, then having time to focus on recruiting the next day. I haven't learned how to put it all into one line.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I do. Like, once a month, I call it like a recruiting binge or whatever, like a recruiting push, whatever it may be. And literally all it is me asking for Facebook parties. Like, I'll tell y'all that over and over and over again. That is my outlet. I mean, if you were to ask me, you know, how do you recruit? It's literally from Facebook parties. And I've had tons that are 0. I've had tons that are 50. I don't have huge sales in Facebook parties, but I would rather recruit one person than sell $50. And so when I go on my recruiting push, what I do is I look through, if you don't have a notebook of people that you write down that you think, like, at first I used to think, okay, I'm going to write these people down if I think they would be a good stylist. That was my first. Well, then I realized that in my head I was feeling really spammy and that I was, like, reaching out to people immediately and they're like, oh, you should join me in this. Well, they put me on read receipt and want nothing to do with me now. So I started my list as, who do I want to ask to host a Facebook party for me? Because I think we can all agree it's way easier to ask someone. This red face is really driving me crazy. I feel like my blood pressure is like 200 over 120. Anyways, I think we all would agree that it's easier to ask someone to host a Facebook party than to join your business, right? And if they ignore you, like, you don't feel as bad because you're like, oh, they just don't want to host a party. Whereas if they ignore you, when you ask them to join, you're like, oh, they hate me. Like they don't like what I do. I mean, I think that's kind of what our mentality is. So we should be making lists of people we want to ask to host parties. And if you feel like, okay, I don't know where to start, I think I've told a couple of y'all this, go to your Facebook friends and start at the letter A. Don't work your way all the way through your list, but start at A. And you don't even have to write them down, like right then. If you are like me and are like, I just need to get some parties booked, send them a message immediately and be like, oh, Amber, I have this, I know you're super busy. I have this great, I can't think right now on wordage, but anyways, ask 10, when I'm on my recruiting push, I ask about 10 people a day for 5 days. So that 5 days, I've asked 50 people to host a party. And I'll tell you, when I go in these, usually about, so let's say that I ended up booking like 3 parties to have, hold on real quick. Okay, I'm so sorry. I really thought that was one of y'all's somebody's phone or something beeping, and it was my oven, and then I started smelling something burning. Mitchell put a pizza in, and then went and got in the shower, and he's still in there. And I was like, what is this dinging? Okay, sorry. So sorry. I was just like, okay, I really think this is in my house because it smells burnt now. I didn't know he did that. Anyways, but I can tell, like I said, I try to do recruiting pushes like once a month. It doesn't always happen. But I can tell when I really, really focus on it. And I'll just give you a prime example. In January, when I was asking, your pizza is burning. When I was asking people to host parties in January for the double hostess rewards, I don't remember what my goal was, but I think I had like 10 or 12 Facebook parties. And obviously I asked all 10 to 12 of those women to join me. And in February, which it just happened to fall where it was the recruiting incentive, I signed 10 stylists that month. It goes hand in hand. Having those Facebook parties, I mean, they're just awesome, because that way, if you've asked them to join you, they said, no, not right now. And whether it's corporate throwing out an incentive, or if you just want to personally do something for someone joining in, like, hey, it's so much easier, I think, for everyone to ask if you feel like okay, sorry, I'm skipping because I can't spit this out right. When corporate puts out a stylist incentive, isn't it so much easier for you guys to post it in your VIP group and to send out messages and say, hey, Plunder's offering 10 extra pieces this month. If you join, I know before it wasn't the right timing, but I thought since you're going to get so much more free that you may be interested, right? It's easier for us to do that, right? Why aren't we doing it that all the time? After you have these big recruiting pushes, whatever you want to call them, which are really booking parties, going back when they tell you no, wait a couple of months and say, hey, I know the timing wasn't right back in February, but right now I'm offering, if you sign up, oh my gosh, she's so cute. If you sign up, I'm going to send you an extra 5 pieces or whatever. As long as it's in a private message, then, hey, then you can totally do it. So, doing the parties is huge to me.
So Melissa posted something in the chat. I guess she doesn't know how to unmute herself or she doesn't want to talk, but she said that she was partnered up with someone who sells on Facebook. Like, she sells clothing. I think she buys it off QVC. It's all new clothing, but she sells it on like the Facebook they're kind of like garage sale sites.
Yeah.
So I know we can't sell plunder on those, but if that person is promoting her jewelry with those clothes, is that okay?
I would think
because
so.
Melissa's not promoting plunder.
Right.
It's the other person.
Right. I think it would be fine. And y'all don't quote me on this. I thought we could do them on any sites as long as we didn't offer them for cheaper. Am I wrong? We can't do it at all.
I would have to go read the policy because I'm not sure. I just know, like, it pisses me off when I see stuff on eBay.
Yes.
Right.
Poshmark and some retired stuff that's marked up to $60.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's not cheaper, but still it's aggravating.
Okay. Yeah, and it may say that we can't. I wasn't 100% because I've had a few people reach out and they're like, "Oh, this stylist is posting on there," and I'm like, "Well, she's selling it for full price." Like, but I guess it makes sense because I know we're not supposed to on Poshmark or whatever.
Yeah, but
she found out you have to read policy and procedure, Melissa.
She said that you couldn't combine them.
Who said that?
She's saying Marisha told her that you couldn't combine it with the.
Let's
right. Okay. Yeah, we can
let's
find
get
out
some clarification on that, Melissa, because you're not the one posting it. So it's like this. You're not discounting the product as long as it's at full price. And you're not the one putting it on the garage sale site. It's your friend.
Because that girl's not a stylist.
I think you're fine. Right. I think you're fine.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if my thing was working. So she sells her stuff full price. And as long as I put it on there what she did was she took the outfits and we put it with my jewelry, whatever looked good. And then her people would contact me if they wanted to buy anything.
Yeah, I
don't see anything wrong with that. Do you, Amory?
No.
Okay, well that's good because I wasn't doing good and I had to stop it because Amory said I couldn't. So.
No, it wasn't Amory. It was
Marisha. Sorry. Yeah, you don't understand Amory.
It's all good. Yeah, I think that if she's the one doing it, I think it's fine. I do, but so let's see. I'm just sitting here. Like, what questions do y'all have for me? Or y'all have any? Y'all know I'm an open book, so
I kind of do as far as the parties go.
Yeah,
because I've been starting mine like on Sunday evening, like around 5.
Yeah.
And then I'll usually leave it open for about 3 days so that way, they kind of have a crunch time to order. But it's hard for me to do like a lot of fast posting in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so this last one I did, it's been a while, but this last one I did, I kind of just spread it out more, and it seemed to be okay. But do y'all do parties anytime during the week? I mean,
like, I usually will do like a 30-minute Facebook party on like a Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, really any day but the weekends if I'm picking like one night. So like if I'm doing a Monday night party, I'll like set it all up on Sunday, have the party Monday night, and then I'll close it out on like Wednesday. And so that way they can still go back and see, all the pictures and all of that. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I even feel like in a week-long party, we still don't even have enough time to showcase everything that we have.
That's why I like I love your party, and I copied yours into a couple of parties I did, but then I went back to the tag team that's the 30-minute party because there's only 5 posts. And you have a link to your album that's in your VIP group, so that gets people to go join your VIP group so they can see the album. And then I usually end up putting the posse out like before we ever start the party. I'll talk about the posse in one of those pre-posts. and do it like 4 days ahead of time, but like no more than 2 posts a day, but I usually try to just do one, and then maybe use the story to add some other pictures. But then you post the link to your album. So that's one post that showcases like not all the jewelry, but a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good idea.
I mean, if you're having a hard time posting, like every 3 to 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that's a good. So what format, like, is it a 3 or 4 day party? Or
yes, you start it like 3 or 4 days ahead of time and do the 3 or 4 posts, 1 post a day. And then when you start the party, there's like your roll call. Well, actually you post 30 minutes prior, 15 minutes prior, 5 minutes prior, so people will get those notifications and get on. Then you post your roll call. Under the roll call, you put a link to your VIP group with the little picture that I think Lisa made that said, "Let's stay connected." And it just asked them to join your VIP group.
Oh, yeah.
Then I had a pre-recorded video that I did. Well, this last party I did, it's just like me talking in the car, and then some plunder videos that I like spliced together.
Mm-hmm.
That plays, and under that you put the shopping special. So like if you're going to do a free gift with a $50 purchase or whatever, if you want to do a shopping special, then the third post is the link to your party album that's in your VIP group. The fourth post is the booking incentive, like the first 2 people to message you get an additional credit if they book a party with you that night. And then the thank you post at the end, and then you post the winner of your earrings or whatever that you're giving away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a mock one Anchored in Faith right now if anybody wants to look at it.
Okay. Yeah. So does that kind of answer? I mean, there's different ways. Like, I don't feel like there's really any like great way to showcase everything. I think as long as you have, like that, you can link it to an album. But as long, I feel like too on an online party, they're gonna go to the website and kind of shop around anyways. So you just want it to be pieces that are gonna catch their eye and make them want to go look at the website.
Right. And I feel like I don't want to bombard the party with all these pictures.
Too much, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh crap, here comes another post. Here comes another post." Well,
yeah.
Eventually they'll just quit looking and turn the notifications off. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because they'll get tired of it.
Yeah. And I had a hostess. I asked her one time, I was like, okay, so, it was one of my first 30-minute parties. And I was like, okay, give me some feedback. And she was like, well, it was kind of a lot all at one time. She said, but I loved the format that it was only one evening. So that's where I think kind of like what Jessica was saying could really, be good. I like the 30, my biggest deal, like why I like Facebook and I like the 30-minute parties is it all goes back to, I just remember this Pampered Chef party that I was invited to, and the girl like didn't show us hardly anything. And the way my brain works, like it makes me like want to know, okay, what are they going to show? Like if she's not showing me, I want to be like, well, then what is this product about? Which, I knew what Pampered Chef was. And so that's just, I don't always throw like a lot of product at them at the beginning of the party. That way they'll be anxious to see, okay, what does this jewelry look like? I don't know. But.
Well, I know Tanya talked about on some training, because Jessica Queen reached out to me, that she does like live videos in her Facebook parties. Mm-hmm. And either she'll do like a 30-minute one, or she'll break it up and do a couple of 15-minute ones in between, which I don't know how long her parties last. I didn't watch that training, but I know Jessica's having a lot of success with her party, so I don't know.
Yeah. I love like the going live. It's just, for me personally, this is what I would look like. Actually, this is what I would look like. And I just
nothing wrong with that.
But I don't know. I've done a couple that I did go live, and like though even ones that didn't tune up in that night, like they did watch part of it the next day. And I think as long as it's like 15 or 20 minutes, I feel like people would go back and watch it. But if you do a long hour plus, like, I think you'll lose interest. That's just my opinion. In a party, at least. But what other?
And like the last couple of launch parties I did, actually probably 3 of the last 5 I did, the hostess went live during, or the new stylist went live during her party and unboxed her kit.
I love that. Like, I absolutely love that. That's one of the little boxes that I use whenever I'm helping, like, train a new stylist, is I ask them to go live. And I know it's intimidating in some, you know, but I just feel like the ones that do have more success immediately. Like, I'm not saying if you don't go live, you're not going to have success. I'm not saying that. But the ones who go live immediately, they have success faster because they're getting it out there. But
well, and their friends want to see them. They don't want to see us.
No. What other questions do y'all have?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell's your house really pizza whatever?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my I've done videos and put them on there for my Facebook group and my parties, but I haven't done a live yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm afraid that I'm gonna screw up, and there's no way to practice it. You know?
Oh, girl, everybody will relate to it. I promise.
I'm not gonna know if anybody's listening.
Melissa.
Huh?
I went live in our party, in one party I have going on this month, and my posse was completely broken.
Oh wow!
It happens.
Don't tell me that.
It was very entertaining, and I got a lot of interaction. And then they told their friends, and they added more friends, and it was fun.
Yeah. Well, and then you probably were able just to go back and be like, and look, Plunder fixed it for me, and now I have a new necklace, or, you know, whichever one it was. Like, that's just
what I just did.
I mean,
How do you know people are watching you? How do you know if it's working?
It has a little number on the top left when you go live.
Say that again.
Sorry, my son is very loud. It has, when you go live, it tells you how many people are watching you in the top left corner.
Okay, on my iPhone.
I have a Samsung. It might be different for iPhones.
yeah, it'll show it at the top.
Okay.
But it was fun, and I got to show them our replacement plan, and
Yeah. Well, it just goes back to, like, what we were saying at the beginning about relatable. I mean, we're not a perfect company. Everyone's opened something that's been broken. I don't care, you know, where you've ordered it from, and people can relate to it. And so it's not, I think sometimes we're too worried about being perfect and everything has to be right. And I mean, I've told y'all about my first live video when I thought I had to have the camera right. I had my 2 best friends helping me, all this stuff. And then here comes my kids running around in their underwear. Like, and that's when I got the most comments was, you know, something they were like, Amory, I just love seeing, like, the real life. And so from that moment on, I was like, I don't care where I am, what I'm doing, what I look like. But let me go back. When I do go live in a party, like, yes, I want it to be relatable, but I also feel like we have to be somewhat presentable.
Yeah, and professional. And I try it. I'm like, oh, well, it's all right. Because guess what?
Yeah, and in my VIP group, like, it's crazy. And I've talked about it before, and y'all probably feel the same way. Like, I am, like, in my VIP group, I am so open about everything, but on my personal page, I am terrified. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess because everyone in the VIP group just knows, like, how I am. And I guess my personal page, they should too, but I don't know. Like, do y'all feel that same way?
Well, people are.
Yeah, I feel like my group is, like, my safe place. Like, I can be on in a nightgown, and it's all right. And then my live, if I do it on my profile, I'm like, kind of need to look a little presentable. And
Yeah,
but
Girl, I accidentally have gone live on my own personal page, like with Wind Down Wednesday or whatever. Me and Autumn are drinking, and her dog's knocking stuff over, and it's on my personal page, and I don't realize it for like 30 minutes. All these men, I'm like,
That sounds like
why
fun.
is Gerald McKee? Oh, look, there's all these men are commenting on my live, and I'm like, how y'all
And
getting
they're
my
probably
BS?
calling you up
Oh,
on the phone.
shit.
Your husband's gonna
Yeah.
go, who's these men calling you up on the phone?
But yeah.
I know since I joined Plunder, I get these weird men requests for be friends with me. It's just whew.
Yes, that does happen.
Yeah.
It happens a lot, especially on Instagram. You just have to. I just block them.
Oh yeah.
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 When was it that I went live on my personal page? We had a big push. I was pushing for something. Oh, to hit something in the throwback, maybe. To hit Stellar. Was that like in March, maybe? You remember, Amy?
Yeah.
Well, I went live on my personal page and sold jewelry. Y'all, that was a $400 or $500 live.
Yeah. I think that's what I was going to say too. Like, as long as you don't abuse your personal page with like jewelry all the time, I think just going on there and reminding people that that's what you do. And like, I had a girl, well, she's in our organization, but she just told me, like, she's like, I've always been scared of lives, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I just got this rush that I needed to go on my live and just tell my story and like say why and, you know, why I'm doing this business and where, you know, where my life has been leading up to Plunder and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, she said she had so many people message her and were going through the same things, had been through the same things as she had. And like, she just built those connections. And so I know like that's kind of giving like two different, scenarios of it, but I think, you know, we do need to go on and will you message Allie? She's texting about Kinsley.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, telling them why you do this business, and then like Jessica said, and I have a girl, same thing, she's pushing for Stellar for the cruise, and I told her, ask, like, don't beg, but if you go live and tell your customers and your friends that you're working towards something, they want to help you. And so by going live in your personal and just say, I know I don't ever share this ever in my life, but I'm up against this huge goal, no matter what it may be. It may be a personal goal. Share that with them. Same thing. It's relatable. People are working for goals for their jobs. They're working, you know, people get it and they want to help you. I mean, I'm a sucker for it if someone messages me and is like, you know, I'm one step closer to blah, 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 because I've been there. And so I want to be able to help them if I am able to. So I think that's a great idea, as long as you don't blow it up on your personal all the time. I had a huge success whenever I did. It was a bunch of retired pieces, and I went live on my personal, and I think I sold every single one of those pieces, but like 3 of them, because they were old pieces that I was trying to get rid of. But
I did that around Christmas. I know we're going back to posting on like the marketplace. I made a little graphic that says open house. Message me for more details. Discounted retired jewelry pieces, and I had a lot of girls just like stop by my house and shop the retired pieces in around December for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly getting my stock back up though.
Yeah.
I sold all of my retired pieces doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, same thing. It goes back to you put yourself out there, you know, in a different market. Probably went out of your comfort zone a little bit, making that graphic and putting it out there. And I think that's whatever the saying is, you know, like you can't just keep doing the same things and want, you know, better results. Like you've got to do things that make you, things that make you the most uncomfortable, or I don't know, what's that saying? You know what I'm trying to say?
Get out of your comfort zone?
But the things that make you feel the most uncomfortable are like,
I know what you're trying to say, but I can't think of it.
Can't say it.
I know what you're saying because I felt that with Plunder since starting Plunder a year ago. I would have never done anything like what I have done with Plunder a year ago.
Yeah.
But it's with everybody's help, everybody's encouragement, and hey, this girl can do it. I can do it too. So
Right. And
you just have to mindset and when you accomplish that, you feel like complete.
Right.
And
then it makes it easier, right?
So much easier.
Yeah, hands down, same thing with recruiting. You keep asking, you get told no, and then all of a sudden you start getting told yes. You won't stop asking people. I mean, it's the same exact scenario. Yeah, that makes me happy. That makes me smile for you. I love it. What? What do you think he's doing back here, Jessica? Just talking mess.
No, I'm not.
About whatever I say.
I'm not talking.
Yeah.
What'd you say? He already said a minute ago, don't care what other people think.
Yeah, I made pizza. I mean, that's obviously.
That's very true. That's one of my favorite things.
It
Other
is.
people's
I mean,
opinions don't pay my bills.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm the first to say I never would have thought you'd done this. I was like, it's awesome.
Oh. He told me not ever do this. Thanks, babe.
I'm not dogging you.
No, I know. I know. I'm just kidding. But no, he is like the number one person, like ever since we've been together, and I didn't realize it was really this bad until after we were married, but like he legit does not care what anyone like at all. And
I'm married with a wife and 2 kids.
like he really does not care. And like I was always the one but mine is more like people's feelings, I guess. But anyways, like I guess that is something I have learned from him, and now I like wholeheartedly see where he's coming from. Like I cannot care what anyone else thinks about what I do, how I raise my kids, whatever, because ultimately it doesn't, I mean, they're not living my life, they're not paying my bills, they're not doing the things that I'm trying to do to better my family. So
it's just Fresca. I see you looking at it.
it's like, what is that? Oh, Stuart's in his underwear, Mitchell said.
Well, at least he's not yelling about being chafed and having on spandex. Like on Bethany's call the other night.
Oh my gosh, I've got to go back and watch that.
It's hilarious.
That was so funny.
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, is there anything else like that y'all have questions? Has it been somewhat informative? I feel like I've kind of jumped around, but I mean, I just love it because we've kind of come back full circle, and even though we talked about selling or talked about whatever, we talked about our lives, like it all comes back to the same thing, is just finding out how we want to brand ourselves and then just getting out of our comfort zones, honestly.
Just do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he said easy calling Kaepernick.
He said, what?
Oh my gosh.
She said, just do it.
Oh.
And what's funny is I get that because we love football.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I just feel like if you get like this hunch about someone, like, just ask them. I mean, ask them to host a party, or if it's somebody that's famous, that I think everybody's famous, then just ask them. I mean, I think that's what kind of makes this whole whatever we said, like being an ambassador or whatever, like I think that makes it easier because you're literally I'm not telling y'all that you have to spend your money and ship stuff off to them. Pick some things you have in stock and be like, hey, I have these 5 pieces, like which one? I would love to send you one of them, or whatever. Use stuff that you've gotten free. And you can send them a digital catalog. You don't have to mail a catalog. So
I always worry about sending catalogs from corporate because they don't have my sticker on them.
Right. Yeah, but
you are exactly right.
Yeah.
Gotta put that sticker on there.
Yes. Yeah.
I got one other question, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Like when I'm messaging people on Facebook and ask them if they want to have a party, what some of them, well, I know some of them don't read them because they don't want to read them, of course. But how come? Is there something there that they don't even see it in the first place?
It can be that if, let's say that you're not friends with them, like you met them through a party or something and you're not friends on Facebook, it does put them in, it's not your like normal inbox. I don't know what it's called. Y'all probably know. But,
kind of hard to find.
Yeah, it can be hard to find. And that happens a lot too. A lot of times too, is they just flat out don't see. And honestly, you can't do a lot about it. I mean, I will tell y'all something that I did, especially in the beginning, and I do it now sometimes too, but is anybody who was ordering, I was friending them because I wanted it to come back around where, once again, they were watching me. They bought plunder from me. I either asked them to host a party or they could just continually watch me. So I did friend a lot of girls.
These were people that watched the Facebook parties, but actually didn't buy anything. And I messaged them,
right, and that's Melissa. That's super common. That it just goes to an outbox and it's hard to find. And really, there's not a lot you can do about it except for just keep asking, because some know how to find it and pull it up. But I miss quite a few on mine too because I only randomly can see them. I don't really know how to do it. But
okay, I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, that's very common. All right, y'all agree? Okay. I was like,
thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, sorry, I was reading.
I really wish I could get my best friend to sign up because I know she would be really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just her excuses are, now is not the good time. I don't have the space for the jewelry, which I've already explained to her that she doesn't have to have space for the jewelry. But she is going through a hard time with her kid and schooling and things like that, and it's just, but I know I'm going to get her eventually.
Yeah, and it's all about timing. I wanted my best friend, Liz, to sign up with me like the day I started, and it took her I'm counting back. I mean, it took her almost a year to sign up. And so just don't bug her with it by any means, but, just keep, when, if we're having some kind of incentive or anything. Yeah. No, I think it's all about timing 100%, for sure.
That's how I was when I first started. I had a lot going on with McKinley. My husband was never home. And I was like, no, it's just not right time. And then Ashlyn said, well, if you do this, you can sign up. And I was like, okay. So it wasn't the right time the first time she asked me, but it was the right time the second time she asked me because I didn't know about the sisterhood and stuff. Right. And having other girls to talk to about what you're going through and just give her time. You planted the seed like Amory says, and she will be there when she's ready.
I don't know if Tara's still listening, but I don't think she ever bought anything from me. She just watched me for a long time. And so just being consistent, I think, in your VIP group, people are watching you. And I mean, I didn't reach out to Tara. I had no idea she was even watching. I mean, I have a lot of people in my VIP group. Some of them I don't know. I need to be better about reaching out to those people, but
all I did was watch you. I don't think I bought a couple things from Suzanne, but I didn't ever buy anything from you. And then I saw pictures from, I guess it was, I don't know, it had a pink backdrop and you were dressed fancy. So I guess it was
Leadership Academy.
Yeah.
No, it was Palooza. You signed up right after Palooza.
Okay. Then that's what it was. And then that made me want it. I was like, ooh, I think I could do that.
Yeah. Same thing. Validation. Again. Check. Yeah. No, I've seen it happen over and over. I mean, we can all give stories. Like Mitchell's cousin, she bought 2 pairs of earrings for me, like when I first joined Plunder, and like she didn't live in Brownwood. I was like, oh my gosh, she'd be perfect. Mitchell's mom told me she'd be perfect. And like, I asked, and she told me no, like she wouldn't even host a party for me. So I was like, okay, you know what that does to me? Watch me. So guess what? For 2 years, she watched and then finally joined. I mean, it's just how it happens. I mean, so I think, yeah, just being consistent and having a lead book. Using your lead book as either your party book. Something that I do is in my calendar, I think we talked about it last week, that like if somebody tells you that they're interested even and they just say not right now, writing their name down. Let's say that happened in February. Well, in my book, in the beginning of each month, it has like, recruit leads, I think it says. I move that girl's name to March. Then if she hasn't signed again, then I move her to April. And I just keep writing her name down every month. So that way it's always fresh in my head. Or you can even do it in your lead, in the back of this binder, it literally says lead book. Or recruit, and I think there's a lead one and a recruit. I don't know. Anyways, writing your name down. I know Tanya, what she said she does is she texts herself, and if she has someone who's interested, she texts that name, and that person does not leave her text message until she signs. So your phone is your lead book right there. So I love that. I do text myself quite a bit. I don't know if y'all use that. It does help, like with the to-do list. What are you laughing at?
Because Jessica's on there.
Oh, because babe.
What's up, baby?
He's just over there giggling. But anyways, I think too, like, we already talked about it, just getting it in your head, like that you want to grow and doing all these things consistently, like it'll just become natural and you'll just be a pro. You really will. So anyways, well, if y'all have any questions or anything, y'all know y'all can message me anytime at all. And I really do love these earrings, and they're the first time I think I've worn them. And I'm probably obsessed. There's that.
I don't even have any jewelry on.
Well, I'm wearing the same shirt I think I wear once a week. But anyway.
Well, thank you for getting on
Yes.
and training us. I learned a lot. And
Okay.
thank all of you girls for getting on. Be watching your mailbox. I'm going to send out some happy mail.
Yeah. I hope it was.
You can have a little puppy there.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. I had so much fun. And my kids are driving me crazy.
I want to see your puppy, Jessica. Is
Let
she
me go
outside
back.
right now?
No, she's not outside. I'm out here with all the mosquitoes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking her potty.
Oh, no, I came out of the house because she was barking because Stuart came back with the tractor. So she's flipping out.
Okay, I'm gonna get off. I gotta put kids in bed.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, if there's anything like that you think of later, just send me a message and I'll get back to you.
Can you send me the link to that lead book that y'all have? There was so much going on with the other.
Oh, the live, yeah. What is it, Jessica? Not the kindergarten
Not
one.
the kindergarten. It's stepintosuccess.com.
I'll text it. I'm messaging you right now. Step into success.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, except for it puts spaces in there. Yeah. So for anybody who's not organized, this book makes you organized, or somewhat.
Thank you.
So I hope y'all have a great evening. And
Thank you. Appreciate it.
definitely, I'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.